Guys, I am preparing the meat for the soup joumou tomorrow, and I am using chuck stick, the underblade. This is a little bit over 2 pounds, and I am using also 2 bone marrow for extra flavor, and I am using the cow feet, and it's a little bit under 2 pounds, over 2 pounds, excuse me. So yeah, I just rinse it, I cleaned it up, rinse it with vinegar, and now I'm gonna go ahead and season it, marinate it. And so I'm gonna go ahead, this is what I'm seasoning my meat with, and this is what I season my meat with. This is what I cook with, epis that I made, and I will put the link in the description box for a recipe. Like, I have a recipe ready on my YouTube channel. I make really bomb ass epis, yo. I'm not even like bragging, it's just like, it's so good. Look at it, like, look at it. It's authentic. It's not like the stuff that I see online. It's different. I keep it simple, like we do it back home. So, you know, yeah. So this is about half a cup of epis. I want my meat to be so tasty. Okay, this is about half a cup of epis in there. So for acidity, I am using 1 whole lemon. I'm sorry, lime juice, a whole one. You can buy the bottled lime juice, concentrated lime juice. You can use that if you want, but I don't really like to use that. I prefer to use the fresh lime. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some freshly ground black pepper. Mine's spicy, so you don't have to put that. You can skip it, it's optional. If you don't like spicy, don't put it, but I love spicy, so it's going in. So I'm gonna go ahead with 1 chicken bouillon cube, just 1 for now. I am also using this Maggie cube, this beef one, obviously, because it's a beef soup, so it calls for that. So I'm also using 1 of that. So just remember, guys, when you're cooking the meat, it's gonna take a while because of the cow feet. If you don't want, you don't have to use cow feet. It's gonna take over 2 hours for the cow feet to cook. You're just gonna have to keep adding water until it's cooked. If you want, you could just use, you know, regular meat instead of the bones. The bones give it more flavor, you know. This is my meat now. It's all cooked. I'm removing the meat that's cooked, and I'm gonna leave the cow feet because it's not cooked yet. The meat will take without bone, it will take about an hour to cook, but the other stuff takes a little bit longer. If you have not, please subscribe to my channel. The squash cooking. I'm only cooking it in a little bit of water. I'm gonna cook it until it's like very soft, and just water. That's it. I don't add anything to it. And then this is my yellow yam. I already cut. This is all my vegetables cut up and peeled and cut up. The yam, I put it in water and some lime, so that way it doesn't brown much. Although it's starting to brown. I didn't have any more sour oranges. And this is the cabbage cut up. Look at it, so beautiful. And this is my parsley and thyme, and this is the purple turnips, my golden potatoes, carrots, red bell pepper, celery, and the leeks, and then my pasta, of course. So yeah, I'm just waiting for that. And the meat is still taking some time. I just added some more water. I removed the soft beef that's already cooked, and I added more water because the cow feet takes a little bit longer to cook. So yeah, I'm just waiting on that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start with the other process. So my squash is cooked. Once it's cooked, I'm just gonna mash it up with a potato masher. You can blend it, but it's easier to just mash it up. It's cooked very softly, so it's very soft and tender. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mash it with the potato masher. And I also like a little bit, like little bits in the soup rather than just blending it. I love that little flavor of the pieces of the squash. So now, once I'm done with this, I'm gonna go ahead and prepare the water for prepare the actual soup. So I used 2 gallons of water. I'm using a big pot, and I'm using some bay leaves. You can add about 4 to 5 leaves of bay leaves. You don't have to add all that water. It's really hard to make a little bit of soup joumou, because soup joumou you make a lot and give to people, other people, like neighbors and everything. So this was my leeks. I'm using 1 whole leek, and I added about 4 tablespoons of salt because it's 2 gallons of water. You need all that salt. And now I added 3 garlic cloves, fresh garlic cloves, and about 4 tablespoons of olive oil. You can use vegetable oil or you can use olive oil. I love olive oil, so that's why I'm using that. And after you've added that, you're gonna go ahead and add your Maggie cubes. I'm adding 1 chicken Maggie bouillon cube and 1 beef, 2 of the little ones bouillon cubes, 2 beef bouillon cubes. So after you've added everything, just go ahead and cover your pot and let it come to a boil. And once the water is boiling, you go ahead and add all your vegetables, the yam and the other stuff, the pasta and everything else. You can just add everything now. I added dumplings in mine, and that's totally optional. You don't have to. Not everybody likes dumplings. I like dumplings, so that's why I added dumplings in mine. It's called boy. It's literally dough. That's it. And then we added it, but it's optional. You don't have to if you don't like it. But so now that you've added all your vegetables and the dumplings all cooked, and let them cook for about 10 minutes, everything will be cooked. And you go ahead and add your red bell pepper, and then you're gonna go ahead and add the meat. So after you've added the meat, you're gonna cover it up and let it cook for another 5 minutes. And after that, you're gonna go ahead and add the squash. The squash is like the last part, the last steps. You do that last. It's already cooked, you're just gonna add it now for the flavor. And this is what the French didn't want us to eat. Oh my goodness. It's crazy, huh? And after you've added all the squash, you can go ahead and add the parsley and thyme. Parsley and thyme will give this dish such a good flavor. I love using those herbs. These are my 2 favorite herbs. I can you just cannot cook Haitian food without parsley and thyme and G-wolf cloves. You cannot. Ugh, I'm using fresh herbs. If you're not gonna use fresh herb, don't even use fresh herb. Don't even use herbs. You gotta be fresh. And I'm using another scotch bonnet pepper because I like my food spicy. I'm a spicy girl. I'm a spicy Pisces. And now I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of freshly ground black pepper. I'll add it last so that way it has a little bit of flavor, You could taste the ground pepper. I like tasting the fresh ground pepper in it. Anyways, give it a little stir. Not too much because you don't want to break everything because I'm sure everything is like soft by now. And after that, look at this. Ooh, it's looking good. It's gonna thicken up a little bit. You don't have to use all the pasta, a lot of pasta. I use more pasta than vegetable. I don't like too much vegetables in the soup because all you really care, all that the most important thing is the soup joumou, is the broth. Not really the vegetables. That's why I use very little vegetables in mine. So I am adding the carrots and the cabbage last because I don't like when they're overcooked, but feel free to add them at the same time you added the other vegetables. That's just my preference. Once I've done that, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off my heat because it will be cooked with the heat from the pot. Anyway, this is the finished product. I hope you guys try it. I try my best to make it easy. It's really difficult to make a small portion of soup joumou, little portion, not this big pot. It's really, really difficult. And I'm telling you guys, it's so delicious. It's one of the best soups in the world. Anyways, I hope you try it, and I really hope everyone has a good New Year's. Happy Independence Day to all my Haitian and every black person in the world, because if it wasn't for Haitian, you wouldn't be free. Anyways, I hope the best for 2021. And please try this. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do. And Happy New Year's. Be safe, everybody.